Hi guys, it's Miss Noble, and here we are going to go through the reading closely guiding questions. For a lot of you, this should look fairly familiar. We went through something very similar last year in sixth grade, and it is also similar to some of the what good readers do. It just gets into a lot more detail. So we're going to start off here on this left-hand side here going down because this is kind of the high level stuff. So if you look at it, this first one, approaching texts. And so here we have approaching texts with the questions that say, reading closely begins by considering my specific purposes for reading and important information about a text. So over here next to it gives a lot more explanation. Basically, I am aware of my purpose for reading, and I take note of information about the text. And it gives you some guiding questions here to ask yourself as you are reading. Then down the next one, questioning texts. And so here, reading closely involves 1, initially questioning a text to focus my question on its structure or attention on its structure, ideas, language, and perspective. Then 2, questioning further as I read to sharpen my focus on the specific details in the text. And so here I begin my reading with questions to help me understand the text. And then I pose new questions while I'm reading to help me deepen my understanding. And so the questions in this section are kind of broken up by the different types of questions that you should be asking yourself. The structure, the topic, language, and perspective. The final section here, analyzing details, is where you're getting even deeper into the text. And so here, reading closely involves 1, thinking deeply about details I have found throughout my questioning to determine their meaning, importance, and the way they help develop ideas across the text. And 2, analyzing and connecting details leads me to pose further text-specific questions that cause me to reread more deeply. So these analyzing details help you take what you've already questioned and found out in the last 2 steps and kind of put it all together. And so you're looking at patterns across the text, the meanings of the language that's used in the text, importance of the overall meaning of the text, the sections that are challenging and require close reading, and then how relationships among the details. How are they related? How do they develop the theme? And what does the text leave uncertain or unstated, and why? What's left out? And so as we're going through, we're going to be referring back to this. You're going to be looking at it again in the next lesson. But I just kind of wanted to give you an overview on it. The next thing is I want you to read through this again. The link is on there so you can take a look at it. And I want you to find one question in this and type it in the box on the next slide that is one that you want to kind of focus on this year. What is one goal you have? What is one of these questions that is something that you should be focusing on as you are reading any type of text that you go through? So again, take a look at this. Read through all of these questions on here. Some of them are things that you already do. Some of them maybe not. So in this middle section here, I want you to find one question and type it in the next slide that says, what question are you going to be asking yourself next?